Have you ever thought about being in a book or writing your own book, but you don't know where to start? Maybe you thought about being in a collaborative book and you didn't know where to start. Well, my name is Linda West, and today I'm going to share with you 3 opportunities that I have right now for you to be in a collaborative book. I'm also going to share with you why you want to be in a collaborative book. And if you click the link up above, I have a link there to a video interview that I did of one of my mentors, Greg Reed. Now, Greg Reed has written over 75 books. Many of those have been collaborative books, but he got his start writing in a collaborative book. He joined a collaborative book with Brian Tracy in it, and that's what got his start. After that, he wrote his own book. I, too, got my start in a collaborative book. I'm going to share it with you right now. It is called Footsteps of the Fearless. I'm chapter 3, by the way. If you want to go get this on Amazon, go check it out. I am chapter 3. I got to tell you, when I did this collaborative book, this was, I forgot to say, this is with Greg Reed. This is one of the books that he did. He's my mentor, and I'm just really grateful to him for everything that he's done for me and will continue to do for me in my future. And here's the thing. When I started that collaborative book, it was $6,000. And I was like, oh my God, $6,000. That's a lot of money. But then I realized that this was beyond money. This had nothing to do with money. Me being in a collaborative book had to do with me stepping out of my comfort zone, me doing something different, me saying, you know what, I'm here and I am fearless. I'm taking that footstep of the fearless. And actually, when that book came out was during what I call the year of fears. I faced a fear every single day in 2015. And writing that book, being part of that, was one of my fears. So I actually wrote the book during my year of fears, which is really cool. So being in a collaborative book did a lot of things for me. First of all, it helped me step out of my comfort zone. Second of all, it helped me to gain more confidence in what I'm doing. And third of all, it got me prime position for me to be mentally ready to write my own book. Not only that, it helped me to tap into the other authors of the book. There's featured authors. This particular book has, I think it's 17 featured authors, of which I am one. And of the 17, I had an opportunity to then tap into their audience. So why do I tell you all this? Well, I tell you this because this is a way for you to get started, but not only get started with what it is that you want to do and being in a book, but to get yourself in a position where you're able to tap into the audience of the other members of the book, the other featured authors just like you. So I'm going to share with you the 3 opportunities that I have for you to be in the books that I'm writing. Again, it's 3 collaborative books. I'm going to share with you that the prices are subject to change. They're subject to go up because as I share this more, I see the value even more and more and more. So you want to get in right now. Today is October 16th or 17th or something, October 18th of 2018. And if you get into these books now or by November 1st, 2018, then you're going to get locked in at the price that I'm going to tell you. This is your investment, an opportunity for you to take part in what I've got going on. So I'll share with you the titles of the books, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what each book is about, and then I'll tell you the investment for you to join us in the book. Hi, Patty. Go ahead and share this out because there might be somebody out there who's interested in being part of this collaborative book, one of the collaborative books that I'm going to share. So the title of the first book is 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World. So if you're an action taker, you have changed the world. I strongly believe this because by being an action taker, you're putting into motion action and you're helping to inspire and motivate other people to also take action. So if you're a person who takes action, this might be the book for you. Okay, the next book is titled The Fearless Entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur, again, I truly believe that all entrepreneurs are fearless because we put ourselves out there. We say, you know what? I have a job or I had a job and I'm going to do something different and I'm going to rely on myself. And so therefore you are fearless. You're not following, what everybody else is doing. People who have a job, people who aren't willing to stick their neck out and try to do something different. So if you are an entrepreneur, you are a fearless entrepreneur. That might be the book for you. The last book title is Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. Now, I don't know about you, but I spent many, many years of my life being invisible. at least feeling invisible. I might not have been invisible, but I certainly felt invisible. And when I attended networking events, I would hope that they would never come around to me and ask my name because I was scared to say my name in public. I was scared to raise my hand. I was scared to say anything. So what happened was I hired a life coach a little over 4 years ago, and she helped me to discover who I am. And she helped me to realize that I need to put myself out there, that I do have value, that I'm a person who has value to offer others. So I started sharing my story with people. I started putting myself out there, speaking on stages, doing live videos, doing workshops, doing all kinds of different things that were so scary to me. But what I realized is that I was no longer invisible, but I had turned to be invincible. So here I am, invincible forevermore. So if you are a person who's sat in the back of the room, you were scared to raise your hand, you didn't want your name to be seen, you didn't want yourself to be seen or be heard, but now you're out there, you're speaking on stages, maybe you're doing live videos, you're doing webinars, you're doing workshops, you're leading events, you're leading groups, you become a leader. Any of that stuff, anything where you're putting yourself out there and you're like, you know what? I got this. I am invincible. That may be the book for you. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to go through the books and tell you a little bit about the books and how you might be able to play a role in the books. So I'll start with 13 lessons from action takers who changed the world. Again, if you are an action taker, this might be the book for you. First of all, there are only 13 authors in this book, 13 featured authors, of which you may be one. So the 13 people in this book are people who have taken action in their life. They have inspired and motivated other people to do the same kinds of things. Maybe it's just taking action. It doesn't matter what the action is, but just taking action. So often people don't take action, and that's why they don't have the success that you have. So that book might be for you if you're someone who wants to do that. So far, I have 5 slots filled, actually 6 as of today, 6 slots filled. Yippee, yippee. So there's 7 slots available. Here's the cool things about this book. This one is so exciting to me because I'm doing something a little bit different than people are doing currently. And I don't know, maybe this will end up becoming the trend because I'm starting it. But I'm not really starting it because I stole it from someone else previously, but it's been a long time. Have you heard of the movie The Secret? The Secret was an awesome movie. It started as a book. It was in 2006. The movie The Secret came out. People watched it. Millions of people watched it. This story, this book, this movie changed people's lives. Well, I looked at that and I said, you know what? How can I do something somewhat similar with my book, 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World? Well, first I'll share with you that 4 of the action takers who are in our book, 4 of the people are stars of our book. And that is the creator, co-founder of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Frank Shankwitz. He's in our book. Also in our book is a gentleman who invented the magnetic strip on the back of credit cards and debit cards, as well as the multiple listing service. That is Ron Klein, the grandfather of possibilities. Also in our book is the founder of Ugg Boots Australia, Brian Smith. And last but not least, my mentor, Greg Reed, is also in the book. And Greg is going to be counsel for me to make sure that everything I do is perfectamento. He's written over 75 books. I think he's the perfect counsel for me to have. Not only that, he's produced movies. He's a professional motivational speaker. He speaks worldwide. Absolutely awesome. So those 4 will be in the 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World book. Not only will it be a book, your chapter, let's say, for example, so there's 13 chapters. I based the chapters on the 13 lessons that I have learned through reading books, through my mentors and coaches, as well as through reading books like Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich for Women, The Success Principles. So Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich for Women by Greg Reed and Sharon Lechter, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. I've learned so much through all of these books, and I thought, what can I do to create a book that incorporates like the most important lessons that I learned from those books? And I came up with 13 different lessons. So your chapter, for example, maybe you get to choose which chapter you want to have. So far, 6 of the chapters are already taken, so there's 7 left to choose from. And let's say, for example, you choose the chapter on fear, which I think fear is already taken. But let's just say, for example, you use you select the chapter on fear. And your chapter is going to be your stories talking about fear. And I'll share with you how this is going to work. I'm going to interview you. I'm going to interview you on video. And then we're going to use your interview in the movie. We're making a movie. We're making a movie. I'm so excited because the movie is, my hope is that this movie impacts millions and millions of lives, just like The Secret did. So that's what my hope is for this, because I really, really want to, positively impact people's lives. That's my ultimate goal. That's why I'm here on earth, is to positively impact people's lives. So that's what I'm hoping for the movie. But I'm going to interview you. I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to answer the questions. And, some of the questions, the answers that you have will go into the movie. But not only that, say, for example, you selected the chapter called Fear. Then I will interview you extensively about that chapter. And then your interview will then go to a ghostwriter who's going to write the book. You don't even have to write anything. All you need to do is be interviewed by me. And then she goes ahead and writes the book. And then we send you your chapter. You review your chapter. You send it back to us for approval. And then once everybody's chapters are approved, we get the book out and we launch it. My goal to launch that is February 1st. Again, that's my goal, is to launch that is February 1st. So I'm looking forward to having you be part of that book. Then it's guaranteed that we will be a #1 bestseller. How do I know that? Because my dear friend Christine Robinson has helped over 600 people become #1 best-selling authors. And Christine is going to help us become #1 best-selling author as well. And that's on all 3 of the books, by the way. So if you've written your own book and you have not become #1 best-selling author and you're looking for someone to help you do that, reach out to me or go in the comments below, say, I want to become a #1 best-selling author. And you can then, I'll connect you with Christine. Okay, so back to our collaboration books. Okay, so if you are interested in being in that book, again, that's 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Change the World. Again, we have Frank Shankwitz, Ron Klein, Brian Smith, Greg Reed. Those are going to be our stars in the book, but you are going to be a featured author. You're going to be part of the movie. The movie is going to go out, and I'm hoping that we can, positively impact millions of lives with that book. You want to be part of that, as well as you're going to be interviewed on my show, Living Live. So there's a whole bunch of different opportunities to have with this book. Now, remember how I told you when I was in this book, it was $6,000 to be in this book, which is absolutely awesome, right? That's a lot of money, of course, but it's not going to cost that much to be in my book. My book, to be in the 13 Lessons book, which is our book, actually, it's not my book, it's our book, is only $3,000. And you're going to get the movie, and you're going to be able to be interviewed on Living Live on my show. Okay, so that's that book. And that is, again, 13 Lessons. If you're interested in being in the 13 Lessons book, go ahead and comment below in the comments, 13 lessons. You type 13 lessons and you and I will get on a call. We're going to discuss it so I can share with you which chapters are available, and you can choose your chapter and we'll get you on board. I'll get your interview going and then we will get things rolling. And I'm an action taker. If you're an action taker, you're going to type 13 lessons below. Okay, if you are watching this other than on the Living Live page, I might not see your comment. So go ahead and click on the link that will take you to this live video and type 13 lessons in the comments below. The next book is The Fearless Entrepreneurs. This will take me less time to explain because there's not as much to this book. The Fearless Entrepreneurs is for entrepreneurs who have done something, in their lives that was like scary for them, but they made it through it, and then they came out with success on the other end. If this is you, if you are an entrepreneur and you are a fearless entrepreneur, you have a story to tell. There's someone out there that needs to hear your story and they're just waiting for you to tell it. So with the Fearless Entrepreneurs, with that book, you'll have a total of 1,500 words. Again, I will interview you. You do not have to write the book. The ghostwriter will write your chapter. We'll turn it into an entire book. We'll send the chapter back to you for you to review, and then you'll send it back saying it's approved or with any kind of changes that you want to make in that book, as well as you will be interviewed on my show, Living Live. So that's really cool, right? Awesome. Now that book there, again, it's 1,500 words. You'll have your own chapter in that book. And the cost to be in that book, the investment, is $1,250. So if you're interested in being part of the Fearless Entrepreneurs, being the Fearless Entrepreneurs, being one of the featured authors in that book, go ahead and type below Fearless Entrepreneur. I'm a fearless entrepreneur. Just type it below in the comments. Again, that one's $1,250 to be in that book. And we're getting started right away with the interviewing process. Okay, and then lastly, the book Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. If you're a person who used to hide and you didn't want to share who you are, you didn't want to put yourself out in the limelight, but now you're out there doing things, saying things, you're speaking, you're putting on workshops, you're doing things that you're putting yourself out in front of people. We want to hear your story. Now with that book, there'll be 1,000 words. Again, I will interview you and Ghostwriter will write the book. You do not have to write the book. And that one is 1,000 words. And to be in that book, the investment, and you will also be interviewed on Living Live Show the investment for that book is $900. So if you're interested in being in that book, go ahead and put I'm Invincible down in the comments below. Sometimes scared entrepreneurs, sometimes. Alvin, go get out of here. I love you, Alvin. You're amazing. You're so funny. But come on, you're a fearless entrepreneur. You're doing stuff. Look at the stuff you're doing. Hello, Abigail. Hello, Patty. Hello, Alvin. Good to see you guys. Okay, so again, if you're interested in being a featured author in the Fearless Entrepreneurs, put I'm a fearless entrepreneur or fearless entrepreneur down in the comments below. To be in that book again is $1,500. I'm sorry, is $1,250. It's 1,500 words. To be in Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore, that one is 1,000 words and $900. And then to be in 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World. That one, again, is not only a book, it's also a movie. All of these books, you will be interviewed on my show, Living Live. And to be in that book, 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World, it's $3,000. You'll be in the movie, you'll be in the book, you'll be interviewed on my show. And I'm really looking forward to having you guys in one or all of the books. If you want to be in all the books, let's get on a call because I want to share with you how we can give you a discount if you're going to be in all 3 of the books. Hello. And so to be in the 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World, go ahead and put in the comments below, I'm an action taker. So if you know anybody who's interested in being in a collaboration book, maybe you heard what I said about each chapter in each book, and you're like, what? I have a friend who's perfect for that book. Go ahead and share this out with them. Anybody that you actually connect with me that ends up signing up to be part of one of the books, I'll pay you $100 as a referral fee to introduce me to the person who signs up. So really, really excited to do these projects. I decided to make a video about this because a lot of people were asking me about it. And so I was hopping on phone calls and it was taking so long because every single person I was talking to taking a half hour each. So I realized that, I got this video thing I do. Why don't I create a video and put it out there? So if you're interested in being part of this, go ahead and type again. If you want to be in Fearless Entrepreneurs, type down I'm a fearless entrepreneur. If you want to be invisible no more, invincible forevermore, type down in the comments below I'm invincible. And if you want to be part of 13 Lessons from Action Takers Who Changed the World, go ahead and type below I'm an action taker. I'll reach out to you and we'll get on a call and just show you how you can be in a collaborative book. Oh, I totally forgot. Up above in the description is a link to a video of me interviewing my mentor, Greg Reed. Again, this is Greg Reed. He's written over 75 books. If you want to watch the interview where he talks about how to leverage being part of a collaborative book. So I'd love you to go watch that video, check it out, and you'll see why it's valuable for you to sign up to be in one of these books. And I can also share with you that for me, it really did change my life. Joining one of his books and then writing my own book after that, sharing the stories about how I became a book, an author. You can go speak. You can speak around town about the subject. So like this one is Fearless Entrepreneurs. So speaking about fear, taking my book out there and showing people that I'm, a co-author or a featured author in a book, so it's really, really awesome. Again, watch that video interview of Greg Reed. It's about 17 minutes long. It's really, really awesome. He gives you great, great tips about what you can do to put yourself out there and become an authority in your space. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys soon. And Abigail and Patty, I'll see you on Tuesday. Good night, y'all.